afternoon, Griffin families. I'm here to talk to you now about our topic for this half term, which is peasants, princes and pestilence. We're going to be concentrating on all things plague this half term. In history, we're going to be learning about pestilence in the Middle Ages, what caused it, how was it spread, what were the symptoms. The children are going to learn about the plague in all of its gory glory. In geography, we're going to still be talking about the plague, but we're going to be looking at maps, atlases, online, at how the plague was actually spread. Where did it start? How did it spread across Europe? How did it spread across the UK? Then to finish with our topic and with pestilence, we're going to make comparisons with a more recent pandemic, which obviously is COVID. Were there any similarities? Were there any differences? To help with this, it would be wonderful if the children could perhaps research the plague. They could perhaps look at making a plague mask if they're feeling a little bit creative. They can also talk to people in their family about their COVID experience and see if they can work out whether there are any similarities and differences there as well. Thanks very much.
Welcome to the Year 5. I'm come down as like a treat to the Year 5 children to tell them all about what they're going to be doing across Spring 2. So it's quite nice because they're doing very similar work to the Year 6s, and it'll be nice for me because I'll be able to see the progression between the two year groups. Same as Year 6, they're going to be doing some work on fractions, decimals and percentages. They compare, whereas in Year 6 we compare all three elements. They'll do two at a time, so they'll do decimals and fractions, and then they'll do fractions and percentages and the transitions between them. They'll be ordering them, they'll be looking at the values. It's a really clear journey up until Year 6. Then they'll be moving on to calculating areas. They'll be starting off by obviously counting the squares. The shapes will be on grids, so they'll count the squares, and then they'll get to the element where they're looking at a formula linking to algebra in Year 6 of doing length times width. They'll be doing perimeters of shapes as well. They've started that journey currently this week, and that'll continue as well. They'll be looking at estimation, so they'll be having an educated guess about shapes and perimeters before calculating it and seeing how accurate they are. Then they will go on to statistics, where they'll be looking at bar charts, line graphs and frequency and tally charts. So again, another busy half term.
Good afternoon, Griffin families. I'm Mrs. Griffin. I'm here to talk to you about our English for this half term. We're going to be looking at in reading a book called Kiss of Death, okay, which links in really nicely with our topic, which is peasants, princes and pestilence, which is all about the plague. We're going to be retrieving information from our reading books, we're going to be making inferences about the text, and we're going to be looking at how to work out what words mean in the context of the writing. In writing, we're going to be looking at subordinate conjunctions, which are words such as if, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until and because. We're going to use them to begin sentences that have a subordinate clause, which we're also going to learn about. This is going to link really nicely into letter writing in our writing this half term, where we're going to be writing from the point of view of the plague. To help with this, it would be really helpful if the children could perhaps look through some books, see if they can identify some subordinating conjunctions and see how they're used. I'm also going to send some flip learning lessons that's also going to help with this. Thanks very much.